Apple just had their event where they unveiled their brand new iPhone, but a lot of people were seemingly left unimpressed. However, as an investor, I had a different take on this event, and I sat through the whole thing, and there was one theme that stood out to me throughout every single product reveal. Now, this one thing I think is going to be the driving factor for Apple stock moving forward, and potentially could propel this company to well over $300 per share. So I'm going to play you some clips here from the event itself, and you tell me if you catch the same thing that I did.
Apple Arcade is available starting on September 19th. And that's in over 150 countries around the world. We'll be introducing over 100 new games to our launch catalog in the weeks ahead. So how much does unlimited access to all these amazing games cost? Just $4.99 a month for the whole family.
Now, I know that some of you have been wondering, when will Apple TV Plus be available and how much will it cost? Well, today, we're excited to tell you that the first shows will be available on November 1st, and we'll be adding more Apple originals every month, and Apple TV Plus will be available in over 100 countries at launch. And it is just $4.99 per month for your whole family. That's all of these incredible shows for the price of a single movie rental. This is crazy. We are so excited about Apple TV Plus that we wanted to do something really special. And so starting today, when you buy an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac, or an Apple TV, you'll get 1 year of Apple TV Plus included for free.
Series 5 GPS models will start at just $399. And $499 for cellular models. You'll be able to order Series 5 starting today, right after the keynote. And they'll be available in our stores starting September 20th. We're also keeping the very popular Series 3 in the line. Series 3 is a great watch. It has GPS, heart rate sensor, it's swim-proof, the new features of watchOS 6, and now starting at a low price of just $199.
That with all these enhancements, this new iPad will start at just $329. And when you think about all the things this iPad can do, we can't think of another device that delivers this much value. And for our education customers, it's even more affordable at $299. And you can, well, there you go. You can order it today, and it will start shipping at the end of the month.
iPhone 11 offers so much meaningful innovation, and we want even more people to experience it. So we're really excited to offer iPhone 11 at just $699.
So this is our lineup of 3 new iPhones starting at $699, $999, and $1099. In addition to that, we're going to keep iPhone XR in the line, starting at just $599, and iPhone 8 at $449. So there's a lot of great options for people at all different price points.
Now, if you didn't catch it, the one thing that I noticed that was common throughout all of these product reveals and service reveals was that the price was affordable. Apple has traditionally been a brand that has commanded a premium year after year, known to raise their prices year after year, but this year they kind of did something different. They recognized that their products like the iPhone and the iPad are reaching points of stagnation where there's not a lot of reason for people to upgrade from older devices to these new devices. So the only way that they can really entice people is by having a good product, yes, but also having it at the right price. So Apple here seems to have a new plan, which I think is critical for the company, and that is to grow out their ecosystem. If you can't entice people to spend $1,000 on the latest and greatest iPhone, maybe if you release a new iPhone, which isn't as high spec, but still a good upgrade from older models at a lower price point, that may encourage people to upgrade. And that is exactly what the iPhone 11 does here, with a starting price of $699. Now, if you can't get people to spend, say, $400 or $500 on an Apple Watch, what do? You go out and you, yes, release the newest and greatest watch at the higher premium price tag, but then you also go out and have the older generation selling at a new low price point. That's exactly why the Series 3 for the Apple Watch is still being sold. And then the same theme goes with the iPad too. If you can't get people to upgrade to higher priced iPads, improve the iPad in terms of display and things that people deal on a regular day-to-day basis, drop the price, and hopefully that'll encourage people to upgrade from older iPads, or maybe even bring new people into the ecosystem with the new affordable price tag. And the icing on the cake, if you didn't get that from the clips, is that when you purchase one of these new products, you're going to be getting 1 year of Apple TV Plus for free. And the goal, of course, here is that they want to get you hooked onto this platform, use it for that year, maybe find some favorite shows that you love on there, and hopefully after that year is done, you continue paying the subscription fee to gain access to those shows. I also believe that all of these products and services that they just announced is designed to grow their ecosystem and attract people who have never used Apple products before to come join, come try out their services and products, and hopefully with the low price tag, it'll actually encourage them to do so. But at the same time, they also want to cater to their existing customers, and by having that low price point, it encourages them to upgrade from older devices because it isn't as expensive anymore to go to, say, the newest iPad, or maybe to get their first Apple Watch, or maybe even to upgrade to the latest iPhone 11, especially for that camera. And this right here is why I'm absolutely thrilled about Apple as a shareholder. Many were expecting a lot more from this event, but I think that this event served as kind of a filler to help grow the Apple ecosystem in preparation for next year. Now, there's nothing confirmed, but I firmly believe that in 2020, Apple will most likely release the 5G iPhone. But before they release that, they want to get as many people hooked onto the ecosystem as possible, so there's a higher chance that they purchase that new device. Apple knows that many people were hoping for a 5G iPhone this year because the competitor Samsung released a 5G phone, but it seems like the compromise here was to release a lower priced iPhone 11, which yes, does not have 5G capability yet, but it is at an affordable price point, which will encourage a lot more people to purchase that phone. I think that the 2020 iPhone 5G, or whatever they call it, is going to be drastically different from these models in terms of looks and functionality. So really, we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And in my opinion, if you're asking me what I think here, I think that it's actually a smart decision by them because 5G isn't even readily available from all the carriers everywhere in the country right now. So there's no real benefit to having a 5G phone today. But by this time next year, it should be a lot more readily available. So at that point, it may make more sense to have a 5G phone. I think what Apple is doing here is they're waiting for the hype of 5G to build up even more, and that's when they want to release their phones so they get as much exposure as possible for it. And I think that's a pretty smart decision. I think that'll actually help Apple go into a new super cycle for their iPhone. Now, the services business for Apple has been growing incredibly fast for the company year over year, accounting for around 20% of revenue in the last quarter, and this is up significantly year over year. And with the launch of Apple Arcade and Apple TV Plus at the low price tag of around $5 per month, I think that the services business actually has a very good chance of reaching around 30% of Apple's overall revenue in the near future. And if you think about it, that's actually huge because that means about 30% of their revenue will be recurring month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year, as people continue to subscribe to those services. And I think the price point is just right because $5 is pretty much chump change for a lot of people. It's like a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So they most likely wouldn't think twice to subscribing to this, especially if they're already into the Apple ecosystem. And I think that's exactly how Apple wants to target the market right now. I think that over time, once they get a core group of people subscribed to these services, they'll slowly start raising the prices, probably bring it up to $7, $10, $12 as time goes on. But a good low starting point will attract a lot of people to at least give the service a try. And really, it's just the reality of the situation, and I think this is what's going to help drive Apple's stock price to over $300 per share. Looking at Apple's chart here, you can see that the stock hasn't been doing too much over the last year, and we may continue moving sideways for the next year or so until the next iPhone's out. But I do think that this is a great stock to hold for the long term. And really, if we think of $300 per share, this valuation is not that unrealistic. Apple currently has around 4.52 billion outstanding shares. And if we multiply that by our $300 a share price, we get a market cap of around $1.356 trillion. And Apple currently sits near $1 trillion. So it's not that far off considering the new streams of revenue that they expect to bring in. So really, they have a lot of different levers to pull here. You know, they have their new services that they're working on. They have the new iPhone that they just released. They're probably working on a 5G iPhone. And there's a lot of good things that could come out in between these products as well. You know, maybe something new and innovative with the MacBook. Maybe something new and innovative with the Apple HomePod, which hasn't really done much. But if there's one thing that Apple does right, is that they market their products well, and they come out with things that people absolutely can't live without. So are you or any of your friends invested in Apple stock? If you are, comment down below and let me know. And if your friends are, make sure to share this video with them so they understand the real meaning behind this latest Apple event. Also, I would love to hear your comments on whether you agree or disagree with me on this analysis. I love having debates with you guys. Comment down below and I'll reply to every single comment. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.